Well, proud of the guys for getting a win. It definitely was not pretty, hey, but give Lamar a ton of credit. They came in here ready to play. Told those guys in the locker room it's real easy to start pointing fingers and doing all that. Point them at me if you want to point it at anybody. We got to do a better job of getting them prepared. But you know, a win is a win. I'm very happy to be 1-0. That's the biggest thing. You look around college football right now, and it's hard to win college football games. So. Happy for the guys. Obviously, a lot to clean up, and we'll address that tomorrow when we get them in here for film. Questions?
You mentioned a lot to clean up. What specifically do you feel after seeing that first game? What's the number one thing on your mind you want to fix?
I think just execution on offense. We gotta run the ball better, and we'll see the film tomorrow, and I'll be able to give you a better answer. But offensively and then defensively, I'll see the film as well.
You went with Martinez in the first half for a couple series. What went into that decision?
Yeah, we talked to both quarterbacks going into it. RJ performed really well in fall camp, and we wanted to get him some snaps early in the game, and you know, I thought he deserved that. He went out there and played really well all fall camp, and those guys were competing, and I thought both quarterbacks played well tonight, and I was glad to see Jordan really come on strong there at the end and really lead us to a victory. Him and Joey, you know, getting the ball out and getting the ball in Joey's hands.
You know, you had more penalties tonight than any game you had last season at all. What do you do this week to clean that up for UTSA?
Yeah, we got to get back to the drawing board and continue to preach the discipline. That was the, you know, number one thing we preached all fall camp, all off season, all spring, all summer, all fall camp. We got to continue to get better in that area. We got to do better as coaches. We got to do better as players collectively. But you look around once again. You look around college football, and that was the trend in week one. I've said it before. When you got portal guys and you got that many new people coming together, especially that first game, it's going to happen.
You know, some two great catches from Joey Holbert.
Yeah.
You know, really saved y'all in that fourth
For sure.
quarter. Think you're going to go buy some Joe Dirt pizza?
Man, I need to for sure. Yeah, he played really well, and that's who he is. That's who he is. He's been that since we've had him.
You know, Coach, defense came up with, I think it was like 6 or 7 sacks tonight, just especially on how proud are you for that defensive line just putting the quarterback under pressure?
Yeah, I thought they did a good job of applying pressure and getting some sacks. We had a couple more that, you know, that we had penalties on, and we just kind of lost the momentum there. We were going really well, and just lost a little momentum there. And credit to those guys, they played well, and they were able to run the ball a little bit better than I wanted them to. So, but yeah, proud of the D-line for getting after them and made it, you know, tough on the quarterback.
You know, what are some things on defense you think y'all need to clean up before UTSA comes to town?
I think it's just the penalties, you know, alignment, assignment. We played a lot of guys in fall camp. Obviously, we were rotating a bunch of groups, and you know, game one we were trying to get as many guys out there as possible to you know, let them continue to compete. And so when that happens, I think there's some things you got to clean up. The chemistry part, obviously the discipline part. I thought it was good for both coordinators, you know, and special teams coordinator and myself. It was good to face a little adversity and face some situations that, you know, you work in fall camp and maybe you're not necessarily expecting to happen week one, and they did. We got to clean some things up and you know, get back to the drawing board as coaches and make sure everybody's on the same page.
Do you feel like this was a wake-up call for this team, especially with all the hype going into the season?
I hope so. You know, once again, we'll see the film, and there's some things obviously that we probably need to correct. But you look at it, I'm sure it's some small thing here. You know, one guy here, one guy there, call here, call there. So, yeah, I think it's probably the best thing that happened to us. It's good to face some adversity. We needed that, and we won. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot easier to coach them hard and learn from the adversity when you win. So once again, I'm excited for the guys and happy for them to get that victory.
You know, Dorian Strong played almost the whole game at left tackle. It seemed like he did. You mentioned that might have happened with him and Nash Jones switching that guard tackle position. How did you feel about that switch tonight?
Yeah, I'll see the film and kind of see how it goes. But you know, I thought Strong and Nash both did a really good job all fall camp, and so kind of see the film and get with Coach Shu and see how they did.
We talked a little bit about Joey Hobart having a big second half. How important is it to have somebody like that in the locker room who can stay like focused and he comes in the fourth quarter and he has that type of fourth quarter?
Yeah, it's huge. He's just a winner, and you need guys like that to go and accomplish what we need to accomplish. And just happy for him, and he works his tail off, and to go out there and play like he did, I was happy for him.
We talked about the chemistry. You guys don't get a preseason in college football. This game matters. Next game matters maybe even more with UTSA coming to town. You only have, 6 days to figure out how to not only build chemistry, but also like kind of shore up some of these positions. What is that Monday morning coaches meeting going to look like?
Yeah, we'll get back together tomorrow and with the players and the coaches, and we'll watch the film, and like I said, you learn a lot from games like this. We face a lot of adversity, and I think getting the win is obviously the most important thing. There's a lot to clean up, and once again, give Lamar a lot of credit. Those guys are good and very well coached. I thought they ran the ball well and played good defense. I thought they stopped the run at times when we really needed to run it, in that fourth quarter. So I think it was a good wake-up call for everybody, and those games like that are tough. I promise you, it's a lot easier being a 28-point underdog versus Baylor on the road with no expectations, than coming out here versus a good FCS opponent, and you jump out on them early, and then you just kind of felt the lull there. So, like I said, I'll take that one, and I'll get these guys ready.
What was it like coaching McLeod today? Because we saw him on tape last year at JMU. You had him all off season, but in a game situation, what was that like?
Yeah, cool, calm, and collected. Thought he played really well. Same thing. I think there's some things we can clean up, and him and Coach Leftwich will get in there and evaluate the film and kind of see what we can do better.
A lot of people want to know about that UTSA Texas State matchup.
Yeah.
I think that's all any question both you and Coach Traylor have gotten, and both of you have been we got to win game one. Now you both have won game one. What's the first thing you got to say about that matchup?
Yeah, I think for us, and it's one of those deals where we need to just evaluate this film first before I get too much into it. Especially the kind of the way we played, the good and the bad. Really get in there tomorrow and evaluate it, but obviously a big game, and they're really good, really well coached, got really good players. So I know it'll be an exciting one, but we got a lot to clean up before we go out there on Saturday.